Hello and welcome to this demo video. Before we get started, I'd just like to explain to you a few things which will relate to all of the basic range spreadsheets. Number one, there is a key on the intro and setup tab of all of the spreadsheets showing what the different color headers mean. The blue headers mean that the cell's formulated, so it's locked and you can't change it. The yellow headers are where you can input data, and occasionally there might be some gray headers, which is just a different kind of data input, but we'll include instructions as and when that happens. The other thing that you can be aware of is there are ways in which you can damage the spreadsheet. So please do take a look at the link where you see this image, which will take you to a web page to show you how to better preserve your spreadsheet. Please feel free to keep a blank version of the spreadsheet somewhere, so that if you do mess up a spreadsheet that you're using, you can in fact just open a new one, a blank one. And some of the spreadsheets only last for a year, and then you've got a blank one to start the following year. So do keep a blank copy as a backup somewhere. And lastly, wherever you see this image, you can click on it. It'll take you back to the store where you purchased this product to see if you've got anything, any more products. One last thing, to see a demo video, you can click on this on a link that looks like this in order to go to the demo video, but that'll take you to the most recent demo. If in fact we've done upgrades and you're using an older version and you'd like to see the demo relating to your version, then do click on the watch on YouTube link, which will take you to that specific video on YouTube. So I think that's all you need to know. So without further ado, let's move on to this demo video. Thank you.
Right, hello and welcome to the regular expense planner. This spreadsheet is almost exactly the same as the preschool schedule. The preschool schedule is obviously set up for school, so it's got things like school holidays and school closures and things like that. This one doesn't have that. This one's got a few extra features. It's basically does the same thing, but this is for any regular expense that you're doing like on a weekly basis. You can obviously schedule it more often than that or less frequently. I'll show you exactly how to use it. But this is essentially if you want to plan some kind of budget for a regular event, like if you've got a regular networking event or a business meeting or whatever it might be. If it's happening regularly, it's set up ideally on a weekly basis, but you can do it on a monthly basis, things like that. And you want to be able to A, plan what that budget is and when you need to be there, and B, have it mark it off once it's been done and show you how much you're owing or how much you've paid, that kind of thing. I'll show you how it works, and you'll get a good idea, and then you can see what this will help you with regards to your business. Here's the setup page. First of all, put in the project name. Your business name will be locked in there. Put in the project name, whatever it might be. If you're putting various things on the spreadsheet, you can just put an overview of it there, name, some kind of name, just to identify. Because what you may want to do is run this for various projects and have a separate one for each one, so you can just name it there if you want to. Starting month, select the month and the year. This will set up the spreadsheet for 1 year's worth, so that you can see exactly what's coming up that year. So it can be a calendar year, financial year. Just select the date from the drop-down list and put in the year, and then when it recognizes the date, it will show you what that starting date is in the blue section here. Yellow sections you fill in, the blue section will automate. If you've got an opening balance, if you're starting this on a financial year or a calendar year, whatever, and you've got a balance that's owing and you want to keep track of that balance, just put the balance figure in here, the amount owing, and it'll add it to your current balance. If you want to start afresh, just put that as 0. Now, this spreadsheet will automatically work out UK bank holidays, but if there are any other bank holidays, sometimes in Scotland or Northern Ireland or whatever, you may have different bank holidays that aren't general UK bank holidays. You can put the dates in here. Just make sure that the year that you put in here coincides with the actual year of the spreadsheet. So if you're starting, for example, in July 2019, it's no good putting a bank holiday for February 2019. You'll have to put February 2020 so that it falls in the right year. So just keep that in mind. Once you've set that up, as I said, you don't have to put the bank holidays in. If you just got looking at the UK bank holidays, the spreadsheet will automatically calculate those. You can leave that blank. Once that's set up, you can go to your options and costs. Now, what this is really just the type of events or whatever it is that you'll be attending or that you'll need to pay for. So you can put the name in here. As you can see, they're all next to a color. That's just the color that they'll be on the graph. So you can pick the colors you want. I mean, I'm just going to put here type 1 and type 2, and let's say type 1 costs you 10 quid, type 2 costs you 20, and you can put in the time that they take as well. It'll just give you a forecast of the time you used. You don't have to use the time if you don't want to. This is just obviously giving you the more options to see on the report. So whatever these might be, whatever these events are, whatever they are, you can put the name of them there, price, and then the time that they take. Here you can put in any payments. So if you're making regular payments, this is really ideally set up when you may be making like quarterly payments or monthly payments or whatever. If you're making regular payments, I wouldn't necessarily put in every payment. Maybe just put one payment once a month just to clear it. But what this does is, in the event that you maybe are clocking up a few and then making a payment, it just shows you. It'll show you how much is outstanding and how much you've paid today. So just regularly put in some payments. I wouldn't necessarily, if you're doing them, twice a week or something, I wouldn't put so many in. Maybe just once a month. Just put the total value you paid for that month, and it'll just change these values at the top and clear how much you're owing. Here you've got a pre-scheduler. What this does is you can basically come in. The way you set this up normally is on here. You'd set up each day as to what you're doing. But what I've done is I've done a pre-scheduler. So if, for example, every Monday you're doing one of the type 1, whatever they might be, and every Wednesday you're doing a type 2, whatever that may be, what that does, if you go back to your daily data, is it basically sets it up here for you so you can just copy and paste that across. So you've done the whole year in one go. So you can come in here and you can schedule what's due on a Monday, what you're doing on Tuesday, that kind of thing. You can say, if you say ignore bank holidays and you both go to yes, then what happens is you don't have to fill in anything on the bank holidays. But what will happen then is that this Monday one will happen regardless of whether it's a bank holiday or not. If you say ignore bank holidays no, then you'll be able to select what you would do on a bank holiday. But now this one that I've done on a Monday, it won't happen if it's on a bank holiday. So that's how the scheduler works. This is just any notes that you may need to make. But once you've done that, you basically set up your options and costs. Then all you need to do is come to your daily data. Now, as I said, you've got these events here. There is a little bit of a tricky thing with this pre-scheduler. If you've already selected, for example, on a Wednesday that you're doing a type 1 and now you've changed it, because this Wednesday, the 2nd of Jan, has already been done. You see it says a tick there. It's already been done. Because as I'm shooting this video now, it is the 30th of September. So anything down to the 30th of September, where would that be? There we go. Anything down to the 30th of September where you can see the little star saying that that's today's date will go as done already. So it'll be a tick. So this pre-schedule won't take your schedule. It'll take what you say you've already done. Unless that's blank, in which case it'll put the schedule in. So because if we go back to the top again, because I've said we did type 1, and that's ticked off to say yes, that is confirmed, it's been done. Even though the Wednesday should be type 2, this will still stay at type 1. So it'll take what you've already put in on past dates as done. So the scheduler won't change them. But anything that appears after today's date, or anything that you haven't filled in what you've already done, the scheduler will override and do. So then what I can actually do, let me just take that out because you say, no, that wasn't the case. We'll go exactly as per the scheduler. What that means is I can come here, I can go copy, and I can go paste values. Not normal paste, never normal paste, that'll ruin your spreadsheet. You want to do paste values. When you've done paste values, what that's done now is giving me every single Wednesday a type 2, every single Monday a type 1. You can see here that was a Monday, was a bank holiday, because I said include bank holiday. So this one doesn't show anything because I haven't put in anything for a bank holiday. So what that's done now is it's effectively scheduled those things for me all the time throughout the year, and I now know exactly how much it's going to cost me over the year, how many hours it's going to take, all that kind of thing. If you go to an event, say it's a meeting or something, and you buy a coffee while you're there or whatever, you can put in an extra monetary value here, which will just add that to that particular meeting type. And you can just put in a very, very short reason. You can put extra money, coffee, or whatever. That's just for you to remember what it was. And what that will do is it will now generate a report. But before I go on the report, let's just have a look. As you can see, you've got those ticks in. Those ticks mean that that has in fact been done. Now, it doesn't check with you whether it's been done or not. All it does is when you get to the date in question, it changes to a tick. So here you can see we've got to Monday the 30th. It assumes I've done that. If I haven't done that, I can come in and just remove it. Just backspace and get rid of that text. These ones show question marks because those ones are coming up in the future. So those ones are shown as planned. Now I can come here. You've got ultimate control here. You can come and remove something that's been done and it'll take it as not been done. You can come in and add something else on. You can come in if there's a specific date. If for argument's sake on the 9th of October this type 2 wasn't going to happen, you can just remove it. If they then go, actually it is going to happen, you can come in and select it again. So it's totally flexible as to what you do. Once you've copied and pasted those values across there, this is all set up and you can come and edit each day as and with whatever you wish to have in that particular day. What does your report do? It shows you what you've already done is the dark one in a particular type. So type 1 done and type 1 planned. That's what I've done. That's what I planned. This is a financial breakdown. This is a time breakdown. Here you've got your financial breakdown as to what's happened for each category, what's due to happen, and you've got your monthly time breakdown of what's happened, what's due to happen, and your costs. As you can see, the costs are building up. If I went in and said that I made a payment of £1,000, let's just go to the options and setup and say 30th of September. I made a payment of £1,000. Now when you go to your report, you'll see there's the payment made according to your costs. And you can see your financial breakdown per day of the week and time breakdown per day. So you've got this report which shows you what you've got planned. You've got this page which obviously you can go down and use almost like a calendar to see what you've got planned on those days and what's happened and what have you, what it's costing you, your time. And you've got this option set up. You can come and add other types on here if you wish, in order to be able to select. On this one, you'll have a drop-down list to select, and whatever you type in on the setup here will be available on those drop-down lists. So yeah, I hope that that's clear to you as to what that does and helpful. I can't necessarily tell you what application you use this for in your own business, but now that you understand how it works, you'll be able to see how this could potentially help you. And if it is useful to you, I wish you all the best with that. Thank you very much and goodbye.